So Washington Post with a doozy of a story. The acting director of national intelligence, that's Joseph Maguire, according to them, quote, threatened to resign over concerns that the White House might attempt to force him to stonewall Congress when he testifies Thursday about an explosive whistleblower complaint about the president, according to current and former US officials familiar with the matter. So now I'm gonna give you context to tell you whether that's true or not. Now let me give you how the White House is spinning it. They came out with a very simple statement, which sounds like, again, as usual, that they were kids. It just says, that's actually not true. That's it. Okay, no.
That was really convincing.
That's actually not true. That is their statement.
Persuasion. That was amazing.
Well, do you want to say why it's not true or what part of the story they got wrong? Just, that's actually not true. Anyway, so then they make Maguire come out there and deny it.
Is that literally it? There was nothing else?
That's right, it's in the Washington Post. The White House also disputed the account. That is actually not true, White House spokeswoman Stephanie Grisham said in a tweet. That's it. Okay. Now Maguire comes out and he's got to be a little bit more careful. And that's why we're having this conversation in the first place. Because he wants to tell Congress what the whistleblower said. Why? Because that's the law. So he doesn't want to break the law. Now the White House is telling him, don't tell him. He's like, but what, then I'm committing a crime. I don't want to commit a crime, right? So that's the back and forth. I'll give you a quote that shows you exactly what's actually happening in here in a second. But they make him go and deny that he threatened to quit. So he says this, quote, at no time have I considered resigning my position since assuming this role on all the way back in August 16th of 2019. So earlier this month. I have never quit anything in my life and I'm not gonna start now. I'm committed to leading the intelligence community to address the diverse and complex threats facing our nation. Now, when other media organizations give you the quotes, they just leave it at that. We give you context. When you have a denial, you have to see what do they say and what do they not say, okay? So he's saying, even if you believe him, well, I didn't threaten to resign. Yeah, but is the rest of the story true? That you're having a disagreement about whether you want to testify and they're blocking you from testifying? Well, he didn't address that. He didn't say that wasn't true. He just said, I don't quit, man, no.
How many times has the White House told people that they've associated themselves with or have worked within the administration, how many times have they told those people, ignore subpoenas from lawmakers? How many times?
By the way, that's, a translation for that is ignore the law.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and again, the House has to have consequences. If your subpoenas don't mean anything if they don't have the force of law. In order for them to have the force of law, at a minimum, you should be doing fines, significant fines every single day. But eventually you have to take criminal action against law breaking. Anyway, now I want to give you what Maguire said on Tuesday evening, so last night. So this will tell you who's right and who's wrong. He said, in light of recent reporting on the whistleblower complaint, I want to make clear that I have upheld my responsibility to follow the law every step of the way. In other words, I'm trying to tell you guys what the whistleblower said because that's what the law says I have to do. I am trying to follow my responsibility. He went on to say, I am committed to protecting whistleblowers and ensuring every complaint is handled appropriately. I look forward to continuing to work with the administration and Congress to find a resolution regarding this important matter.
And look, just to give you even more context into this, he did go to the Department of Justice with this whistleblower complaint. And the Department of Justice told him, no, this is a big nothing burger. Don't go to congressional lawmakers with this.
And Maguire apparently is telling them, guys, when the Inspector General says it is a matter of, quote, urgent concern, there is a statute that says I must give it to Congress in 7 days. It's not optional. And Justice Department is like, whatever, man, don't do it. That's why he says in this quote, I look forward to continuing to work with the administration and Congress to find a resolution regarding this important matter. In other words, I'm stuck in the middle. I want to tell you guys, I have to tell you guys, but these guys are telling me I can't.
Clowns to the left of me, jokers to my right.
Jokers to the right of me, but yes.
Whatever, that song is, it's a good song.
It is, it is. Okay, I have it on my iTunes. So this is a very important development. If the Director of National Intelligence is not allowed to testify by the White House, I don't know what he does. I know what Congress should do. You follow the law, otherwise there's legal consequences. And I think that if they actually had the courage to do that, which doesn't, to me, it doesn't require any courage at all. I gave you a subpoena, plus it's already in the law that you have to tell me 7 days. So that's 2 different laws you'd be violating. You know that the Congress actually has a little jail inside of the Congress. So the sergeant at arms is here. So you will either tell us what the whistleblower said according to law, or you'll be taken into custody.
Wow, that would be the most badass thing. That like.
But guys, you see the thing is, there's no reason not to do that. The only reason they don't do it is because of the club. They say, oh well, I do declare he's among the elite. And what if they were to take us into custody? And so, I wouldn't want to disturb the club. But if you actually cared about getting to justice, getting to truth, and following the law, that's an obvious thing to do.
Yes.
It's actually not a hard decision at all. The only thing blocking them is the club. So I'd have, and by the way, if you did that with Maguire, you know what he would do? He obviously wants to tell you. He wants to tell you. All you gotta do is apply a little bit of pressure. And then he go, okay, fine, here's what the whistleblower said. Okay?
And how quickly would Trump start referring to him as a rat?
100%. And guys, now this is really important. All it takes is one critical person in the Trump administration to break and to turn and say, this is what happened. If like Maguire was to say, if he got the sense they're throwing him under a bus, by the way, Giuliani now is worried that he's getting thrown under a bus. Man, if you cut that close to the bone, Trump is so stupid. Anyway, if Maguire was to turn and say, the White House does not want me to tell you what the whistleblower said. They have asked me to violate the law. I will not do it. Here's what the whistleblower said. And Donald Trump made a promise to this foreign leader, and it is not right. And here's the evidence of it. Good night, Irene. It's over, okay? It takes one person with courage to say it. Because at that point, you can't deny it. And he would have hard evidence, and it'd be over. This close, this close. I don't know if anyone in Washington has the courage to actually tell the truth. But if they did, this thing is closer to over than you realize. 2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below, then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.